Hi, Cathy Gohlke here, with more books that you might like to think about giving as Christmas gifts or add to your own Christmas wish list. Last week I talked devotionals. This week I'm talking fiction. And the fiction I'm talking today is historical fiction. Well, I write that and I love that, so maybe you do too. The books I'm going to speak of today are all books that finaled in the Christy Awards. We haven't had the Christy Award ceremony yet, so we don't know which one will win, but these are all finalists, so they're all good books. I'd like to begin with Melanie Dobson's Memories of Glass. And I'm beginning with Melanie's because Melanie just won the Carol Award for 2020 for this book. It is a wonderful book. And I thought what I would do to give you a good idea about what each book is about, I'll read the back cover copy for each one. They rescued hundreds of children, but she'll never forget those they lost and the ones she had to leave behind. 1942, this is a time split novel, which Melanie is an expert at writing time slips. 1942, as war rips through the heart of Holland, childhood friends Josie van Vries and Elise Linden partner with a few daring citizens to rescue Elise's son and hundreds of other Jewish children. But amid their resistance work, Josie and Elise's dangerous secrets could derail their friendship and mission. When the enemy finds these women, only one will escape. Present day. 75 years later, Eva Drake begins to suspect that her great-grandfather William Kingston was not the World War II hero he claimed to be. Her work as director of the prestigious Kingston Family Foundation leads her to Landon West's Ugandan coffee plantation, and Eva and Landon soon discover a connection between their families. As Landon's great-grandmother shares the broken pieces of her story, Eva must confront the greatest loss in her own life and powerful members of the Kingston family who will do anything to keep the truth buried. Illuminating the story and strength of these women, award-winning author Melanie Dobson transports readers through time and place, from World War II Holland to contemporary Uganda in this rich and inspiring novel. And it is a rich and inspiring novel. The next book I'd like to share with you is by Elizabeth Byler Younts, The Bright Unknown. This was such an interesting book to me, and it really revealed the desperation and the situation of mental hospitals. We've come a long way, but I'm sure we still have a long way to go. Let me read the back cover copy. And I should say that last year's book, The Solace of Water by Elizabeth Byler Younts, was also a wonderful book. I just had to get that plug in for her because it is so worth reading and so timely for today's current events. But about The Bright Unknown. This poignant and heartbreaking novel explores the power of resilience, the gift of friendship, and the divine beauty to be, found in the big bright world if only we're willing to look. Pennsylvania, 1940s. The only life Brighton Friedrich has ever known is the one she has endured within the dreary halls of Riverside Home, the rural asylum where she was born. A nurse, Joanne, has educated and raised Brighton, whose mother is a patient at the hospital. But Joanne has also kept vital information from Brighton, secrets that, if ever revealed, would illuminate Brighton's troubling past and the circumstances that confine her to Riverside. Brighton's best friend is a boy she calls Angel, and as they grow up together and face the bleak future that awaits them, they determine to make a daring escape. Nothing can prepare Brighton and Angel for life beyond Riverside's walls. They have no legal identities, very little money, and only a few leads toward a safe place to land. As they struggle to survive in a world they've never seen before, they must rely on each other and the kindness of strangers, some of whom may prove more dangerous than the asylum they fled. Narrated in Elizabeth Byler Younts' gorgeous style, The Bright Unknown is a sparkling search for answers, family, and a place to call home. You will love this book. I certainly did. The next book, I am sorry to say I don't have the book itself with me because I've loaned it out, but it is a brilliant book, and so I'm going to show you the website of Amanda Barratt, where she advertises, I hope I can get a good picture of that, My Dearest Dietrich. Isn't that a beautiful cover? The man that you don't really see is Dietrich Bonhoeffer, and the woman is his fiancée, Maria von Wedemeyer. I'll read the back cover copy. My Dearest Dietrich, a novel of Dietrich Bonhoeffer's lost love, a staggering love illuminating the dark corners of a Nazi prison. Renowned German pastor and theologian Dietrich Bonhoeffer is famous for his resistance to the Nazi regime and for his allegiance to God over government. But what few realize is that the last years of his life also held a love story that rivals any romance novel. Maria von Wedemeyer knows the realities of war. Her beloved father and brother have both been killed on the battlefield. The last thing this spirited young woman needs is to fall for a man under constant surveillance by the Gestapo. How can she give another piece of her heart to a man so likely to share the same final fate? Yet when Dietrich Bonhoeffer, an old family friend, comes to comfort the von Wedemeyers after their losses, she discovers that love isn't always logical. Dietrich himself has determined to keep his distance from romantic attachments. There is too much work to be done for God, and his involvement in the conspiracy is far too important. But when he encounters a woman whose intelligence and conviction match his own, he's unprepared for how easy it is to give away his heart. With their deep love comes risk, and neither Dietrich nor Maria is prepared for just how great that risk soon becomes. Based on detailed historical research, this is a true love story at once beautiful and heartrending. My Dearest Dietrich sheds new light on a world-famous theologian and the woman who changed his life. This is, of course, a fictional account, but I have to say that Amanda captures the character and personality of Dietrich Bonhoeffer in a way that I have not seen in fiction. You've probably heard of Eric Metaxas's really thick nonfiction biography of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, and it's brilliant. And if you've read that, you will recognize how well Amanda captures Dietrich in this story. So let me show you the cover again. I'm sorry I don't have the book. My Dearest Dietrich by Amanda Barratt. And lastly is my own book, which is a finalist, The Medallion. And you may have heard of that, or you may have heard me speak of it. I'll read the back cover copy. An illuminating tale of courage, sacrifice, and survival. Two couples' lives are ravaged by Hitler's mad war, but forever linked through the fate of one little girl. Warsaw, 1939. The German blitzkrieg has shattered the city. As Sophie Kumiega awaits news of her husband, deployed with the Polish Air Force, she is determined to keep her unborn baby safe. She didn't count on being drawn into the dangerous and all-consuming plight of her neighbors. Rosa and Itzhak Donovich never imagined welcoming their longed-for first child in the Jewish ghetto or letting anything tear their family apart. But Rosa soon faces a terrifying reality. To save their daughter's life, she must send her into hiding. Her only hope of finding her after the war, if any of them survive, is the half medallion she places around her daughter's neck. Inspired by true events of Poland's darkest days and brightest heroes, the medallion paints a stunning portrait of war and its aftermath, daring us to believe that when all seems lost, God can make a way forward. The Medallion by Cathy Gohlke. I don't envy the judges. These are 4 books, and usually there are 3 in a finalist category, 3 finalists in a category, but because there was a tie, we don't know which books tied, there are 4 this year. So the judges will have their work cut out for them. The Christy Awards will be announced on November 12 at 7 o'clock. And if you go to ChristyAwards.com, you can find out how to register. It's free this year because it's all online. So it should be a lot of fun. I hope to see you there. Take care. God bless. Happy reading till next week when I'll bring you more books.